Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Smash that like button before we get started. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After Caitlin Clark's reintroduction to the WNBA after her injury and sitting out a few weeks, a lot of people wanted to revisit your friend and mine, one of the most overrated coaches in the history of basketball, Geno Auriemma. And I can say that. You know why I can say that? Because the man was a great used car salesman. That's what he was, right? There are two separate things to being a college coach. There's coaching and there's recruiting, and they're two very, very different skills. And recruiting is being a salesman, and Geno was a used car salesman at a time when there was one used car lot in women's college basketball. So he got all of the top recruits. He couldn't help but win. It didn't have a whole lot to do with Geno Auriemma. But if y'all remember, our wonderful friend had a lot of interesting things to say on the Dan Patrick Show about Caitlin Clark. And so it's Dave Portnoy. Now, I don't know if Dave or Barstool did this edit, but because he doesn't, there's nothing else here in terms of credit. But I'm going to shout out, I guess, Dave Portnoy and Barstool Sports if this is theirs. But they took a few of the things from Geno Auriemma and did a re-edit. Hopefully I can show this. You may never see this video. But they added in some edits from Caitlin Clark's game back against the best team in the league, the New York Liberty, the UConn graduate, Brianna Stewart.
The delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart.
But they've got Caitlin Clark.
These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. If you're a WNBA player, they were tremendously disrespected.
Clark, another long three. She's back.
Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening.
Start second in a row.
We were disrespectful, delusional, stupid, and unknowledgeable about basketball. Update, newsflash, Geno, we were also effing right about everything, and you were completely wrong about everything, you freaking moron. You are one of the dumbest, most hateful, most disrespectful POS SOBs I have ever come across. There's nothing good about you. You are a fraud as a basketball coach. You owe the entire Caitlin Clark fan base an apology on your knees, you little child. Oh, no way, that's not fair. Children aren't as bad as Geno. Geno, you're delusional. You're stupid. You're very disrespectful. I'm just saying.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. I think she talks a lot of so she deserves everything she gets because she gives it as good as she gets. She's just not built for the physicality of this league.
Clark nails it.
Not built for the physicality of this league. In for a rude awakening. The wonderful basketball expert, the all-time great coach, Geno Auriemma, could not be more wrong. And Dave here asked a legit question. I mean, I know we all have a recency bias, right? There's probably been a whole lot of bad takes that just aren't even in our memory anymore that we can't recall in the moment. But this is bad enough that you can absolutely ask the question, did Geno Auriemma have the worst take in the history of sports? And the answer is, of course, well, hell yeah, he did. Okay, how about if I'll be nice. I'll say one of the worst takes in the history of sports. Caitlin Clark, Rookie of the Year. Caitlin Clark, first team All WNBA as a rookie. Caitlin Clark, fourth in MVP voting as a rookie. Caitlin Clark on the wrong team, right? Caitlin Clark took that team that had been bad for a decade, that it was 13-20 the year before, or 13-27 the year before, took them to 20-20, despite a 1-8 start because of that 11 games in 20 days, and like 4 of them were against the Liberty and the Sun. Despite that, took them to 20-20, the 6th seed, and into the playoffs. Played every game. I believe was second in the league in minutes played, or she might have been first in minutes played and second in minutes per game. Let me know if I'm wrong in that in the comments below. Set, I don't even want to think about the number of records, but like some of the big ones, of course, were single game record for assists with 19, single season record with assists with 319, led the league in assists. Had the only 2 double doubles ever by a rookie. We could go on and on and on. She was one of the, again, fourth in MVP voting, first team All WNBA, one of the most dominant players in the WNBA last year, despite Christy Sides, despite Nalissa Smith, despite Christy Wallace starting a lot of games, despite Katie Lou Samuelson. And not a knock on them, but that wrong team, Geno, she did a heck of a lot with that wrong team, my friend. A heck of a lot. So I'm guessing, buddy, that it's quite possible you need to get off your backside, get back onto the Dan Patrick Show, and issue a mea culpa. I want to hear your apology, because you did not just come on that. Like, this was personal in a disgusting way from Geno Auriemma for whatever reason. And again, I think it goes back to the fact that he was completely wrong about Caitlin Clark coming out of high school. Didn't want her. That's the story. I think maybe that's got put out there because she didn't go there, but either didn't want her or didn't get her, right? Either way, that's going to piss him off when you look at what she did. And so that's personal to him. And to go out like this, he didn't get on there and say, hey, break it down. Like, you hear me, you break it down. And I'll tell you, there are players I don't like, but I'm as fair as I can possibly be to them when I break down games or skill sets that they have. Like I said, I'm never going to take away. Yeah, Angel Reese, the me bouncing is kind of a joke, and she does get a significant part of her percentage of her rebounds off of her own misses. But you take those away, and Angel Reese is still an elite rebounder. She just is. And regardless of how I feel about some of the dumb things she does, I'm not going to say she's not. But that's kind of what Geno is doing here. Now, he framed it by the fans, but he's insulting her, right? Talking about how she's not going to be playing in this league. She can't do it on this team. She's not physical enough for the WNBA, and on and on and on. He didn't get on there and say, hey, here's what Caitlin Clark does really well. Here's why I think this will or will not transfer to the WNBA. He didn't give you that analysis of her game and just come down on the side of, I don't think she's going to be what a lot of people think she's going to be. No. It was, her fans are stupid. Her fans are delusional. Her fans don't know basketball. Reality is coming for her. She doesn't have the skill set. That was the other thing. It wasn't just the physicality. She doesn't have the skill set for the WNBA. She can't play in that physical league, and on and on and on. And as you saw with this knee cut, at least I hope you saw, she absolutely can. So anyway, I know you probably have seen the clips from Geno, because I did it way back when it happened, but this was a cool cut, and it got me to thinking about, hey, you know what? An update would be nice from Geno, and we have a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people that watch the channel. So, hey, but let me know your thoughts on the wonderful Geno now that we've had a little time pass, and we can see that he couldn't be more wrong. This could be the worst take in sports history. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, appreciate you checking out this video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve. Every day above ground is a good one, and I will talk to you later.